Hello. One second. That's better. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mina. This is part 2 of me trying to figure out how to make a cardigan. So my new needles have arrived. So let's get started. All right. I started off the week very enthusiastically, if you couldn't tell from my intro. Unfortunately, that feeling didn't last, but more on that later. So just to recap, last week I realized that I would have to stripe the left front because I didn't have enough purple yarn. So let's take a look at how that's going. So this is the left side. I ended up doing pink and purple stripes. I think I like it. It's a little bit hard to tell this early on. I do kind of wish I did skinnier stripes, but that's okay. I don't mind the fat stripes. It actually kind of reminds me of the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. Alrighty, so on the left side we have to do a left leaning decrease. Same as on the right, need to decrease 16 stitches over 19 rows. I already know the knit side decrease, which is an SSK, and I have a video on that, so you can check it out. I'll put it up here. And I just have to work out what the matching decrease is on the purl side. So the matching purl side decrease is something called the slip purl through the back loop. I made this little sample first just to test how the decrease would look, and it looks really, really nice. So I'm going to proceed with this method. So to do that, you simply slip 2 stitches knitwise, and then you transfer them back onto the left needle. Then you insert the right needle into both of those stitches, but from the back. And this can be a little bit fiddly, but once you've done that, you move that right needle to the front so it's in the purling position, and then you purl those 2 stitches together. So I'll put in the suggested videos the video I used to learn this technique, so you can check it out if you want to. And I am done, and it's looking pretty good. I'm happy. It's looking like my plan. Okay. This is where my trouble began. So right now I'm trying to figure out what color to do the back, and I'm gonna use this dark blue here, but I don't know which color to stripe it with. So I was thinking possibly the light blue because they look quite good together, but then I'm a little bit worried that that's introducing too many colors to the cardigan and maybe it's just going to look really, really chaotic. So I'm also considering the pink, and I don't like the color combination of dark blue and pink as much, but then there's that continuity of pink from the front, and I'm kind of interested to see how that will look like the pink stripes from the front wrapping around to the back. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm actually leaning towards the pink just because I'm interested to see how that will look, like how the pink stripes will look. But I'm just going to start knitting with the dark blue, and I'm gonna make my decision later. I need the back to be 44 centimeters wide, and if you remember from my gauge swatch, I determined that 1 centimeter is 2 stitches, so that means 88 stitches. However, I can't just cast on 88 stitches because I need both ends of the back piece to have a knit stitch rib. So what that means is, if you look here at the rib on the front piece, these ones, this bit here is the knit stitch rib and this bit here is the purl stitch rib. And if it's just divisible by 4, you end up with a knit stitch rib on one side and then on the other side a purl stitch rib. And that's no good, because when we join the front pieces and the back pieces together, we need to join 2 knit stitch ribs. So we do the mattress stitch in between here, in between the 2 stitches on this piece and the back piece, and that will create what appears to be 1 rib. So I need this on both edges, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I have to actually cast on my 88 stitches plus 2 stitches. So I'm going to cast on 90. I'm not sure about this. I'm not convinced that this is a good color combination. But I'm kind of thinking I should just stick with it, because 1, I don't know how it's going to turn out. Like, maybe it will look okay, and 2, this is just kind of a prototype, so I can figure out how to make a cardigan. And then, like, I just want to sort of do that, and then the next time I make it, I can be a little bit more selective with the colors. So I don't know, I'm thinking maybe I should just keep going with this. I don't know. I went for a very windy walk because walking always clears my head, and I also spent a day doing this beautiful puzzle with Yuji, sent to me by my sister-in-law from Australia. It was so much fun and it kept me in a creative headspace, but also allowed me to stop thinking and obsessing about the yarn color situation.
Well done!
So during this week, after the initial excitement of the project had worn off, like getting the yarn and making the plan and stuff, I started to spiral into self-doubt. And as I was knitting, I just kept on thinking, do I like these colours? Like, what if I've bitten off more than I can chew? What if this cardigan turns out terribly? Did I make a huge mistake? Should I undo all of what I've done and go back to the light blue with the dark blue instead? Because sometimes, going back and starting again is a valid option. Like, it is a good thing to do. And I was trying to work out, is that what I should do here? But then I realized, what I did was I revisited my goal for this series, which is to figure out how to make a cardigan and to take you guys on the journey with me. And when I thought about that, I got some mental clarity, actually, because it doesn't matter if this pink isn't the exact right color. I'm here to figure out how to make a cardigan, which is what I'm going to do. And also, I'm here to share that process with you. And for me, at least, often the process of creating something involves, at one point or another, a lot of self-doubt and just second-guessing everything. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I decided that the best thing to do is just to be honest about that. That's how I felt this week. I don't know how this cardigan's going to turn out, and that really freaks me out, but I mean, there's only one way to find out, right? Anyway, I've regained a little bit of clarity, so I feel better about next week. It's the journey, not the destination. That's so cliche, I know, but I think it's actually true right now. Okay, so I'll see you next week. I'll try and upload again in a week's time. I'll see you then. Bye!